Many blessings to all those who watch my videos. That's to hear. And it still is bringing tears to my eyes, my soul nephew. I can't even express how much gratitude I feel. Many, many more blessings unto you. Let 100-fold of your blessing to me come back unto you. It's the full moon in Aries, baby. Fire! Woo! So we're going to do an abundance prosperity spell. Having fun with it today. So of course, we're going to use that firepower. I love fire. I love all the elements. I love the power. And that's what money, currency is. It's feel the power. Fire makes things happen fast. And for me, I have something I've been waiting for too long because it's coming from a dark source. Okay. I don't really want to get into all the details, but these people that owe me a lot of money, have a lot of money. So of course, for years and years and years, they have been playing their games, their stall tactics. Fortunately for me, I have my own vampires working for me. But I've been Zen long enough, and I'm not the only one involved in this, that deserves to get rewarded. As a matter of fact, there are people who, okay, I'm just grateful that considering what happened, that I didn't wind up being one of the people killed or severely injured. But enough is enough. We've all waited long enough. Bring me what is owed me. So mote it shall be. So today, like I said, is a superpower day. I love fire because Aries is going into Taurus. Earth power, baby. So I always tell everybody, remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. So fill this blank page today with your dreams. You know, the universe is abundance. There's no limitations. It all can come to me from known and unknown sources. Currency. I don't really like to call it money. I prefer to call it currency because over the years, over the centuries, different peoples have used different currencies, and currency is changing. Cryptocurrency is going to be the new money. You know, at one time it was gold, and I still love gold. As you can see, I love gold. So I always have a little, even if I only have $100 worth of gold, I like to have some gold because that really still is an ancient, it's part of the earth. So it's a magnet for prosperity. So when you're journaling today, your visions, try and combat that human part of you that, well, how am I going to do this? Where is this going to come from? It doesn't matter. It's going, the powers that be hear you. They can, like I said, it can come from so many different sources. You know, I live in the gambling capital of the world. You know, people call Vegas. Well, I'm in Nevada. I'm in Little Vegas, and some people call it Dirty Vegas. Um, this is where I want to remind everybody we all have our own gifts. Me, when I go to the casinos, I've sat down next to people. Okay, the first time I sat down in a casino, I sat next down to this old lady. Boom! She won $2,100 2 weeks ago. See, I don't gamble a lot because I don't know. I gamble when I feel like, I call it donating to the gambling gods, because maybe that person I sat down next to, like we went to the Italian festival last week. I sat down next to somebody, shazam, their machines are going boom, boom, okay. Other people, my husband now, he is a son of Mercury. I call him the son of Mercury. I pray for him, I petition for him, and especially when I go gamble and I donate to the gambling gods, he usually wins, I don't know, other people's money. I am a catalyst for helping people, normally. Sometimes, I don't know why my petitions aren't answered or your petitions aren't answered. But I'm sure and you know who I'm talking to, know that every day, not just you, but everybody, I mean, help us all. We all need all the help we can get, especially when it comes to prosperity and currency, especially these days. Now, I like to use tarot. Now, for me, since the moon is in Aries, I'm going to use the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to cover the card that represents me, the High Priestess. Oh, that's the Ace of Pentacles. Well, the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to have the Ace of Wands over me and the Ace of Pentacles under me, because I want my prosperity to support me into the future. Bring it to me quickly. Bring it to me quickly. Bring it to me quickly. The power of fire creates prosperity over me, brings me the earth energy to support me. As I will it, so mote it shall be. I'll place these on your altar with the power of fire next to them. Have your dreams and desires written down. Place the cards over and walk away. Now for me, this last weekend I got pretty intense. You know, I normally don't get into the football. I mean, I watch it a little bit, but it's more my husband's thing, which is fine. He likes to bet, and my soul nephew had placed a bet, and so I really got engaged in it. And my husband, when it comes to money, I'm very protective of my money, and I want to apologize again to someone who yesterday I think was probably just trying to educate me. I don't know. I get very cagey when it comes to any kind of investing, talking to anybody that I don't really know about money. I learned some really hard lessons about protecting my money, but still, I could have been a little less abrasive with this person, and they know who they are. Um, I have had my identity stolen at one point. Where to start with this? And that's the thing. Money is a very complicated power. It's like love and money. Very powerful energies, powerful forces that are very complicated. Uh, we'll just start from the beginning. All hail the goddesses, Aphrodite. Having a little fun today, and that's the thing. You gotta have fun. For me, I firmly believe you can't create a void when it comes to money. But we'll start with some hard lessons. Okay, before I met my husband, I got involved with a very rich man. He was a former WWF superstar. He was part of the Ric Flair Club. He was a millionaire, or is a millionaire. And we met on the internet and we started seeing each other. Now, when I first started seeing him, I was giving him advice on what days to invest and doing tarot readings for him and some other things. So as time went along, he wanted to become emotionally involved, into intimacy. And, I told him at that time, I didn't know if I was ready for a serious relationship. I was always honest with him about my feelings because at that time, I was in a very different place. I have a predatory side to me, and I've always been honest about that. I mean, we all do, but not everybody's honest about it. Well, we also had a lot in common as far as like martial arts and working out. And we started spending time together. And as he, every time I gave him suggestions and he took my advice, he he his investments would boom. They always would boom, thousands of dollars. Of course, I don't know how much he was investing. Um, this is where the first red flag I got from him was he 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 liked to he gotten used to his money buying people, letting him abuse them verbally, make little crappy comments, and this is the thing. This man was a millionaire. But as I got to know him, he started telling me about his abusive childhood, how his father verbally abused his mother and sister and then beat him. Sad. Now, our shadow selves are connected to money too. But I'm just saying, even though this man was a millionaire, he felt the need because of not dealing with his shadow. He tried to use his money to enslave people, to empower himself. So, he said some really crappy stuff to me. I said, you can get the out of my house. This is my house. I said, get the fuck out. I don't want to see you again. Oh, I could tell, obviously, he wasn't used to people not being impressed with all his money. See, money is a power. It gives you power and it reveals who you really are. The people that impress me are like my soul nephew who proved what kind of heart he had. My husband, what kind of heart you have. You can have millions of dollars and still just be a scared, pathetic little boy or girl because your actions show me what kind of person you are. Yeah, millionaire, and still had to try and use his money to get me to put up with his verbal abuse. Well, no, get to step in, get some therapy. See, money is a power, but you have to be careful with how much you let it control you. And I'm always very wary of getting money entangled with friendships, relationships. I mean, most divorces are caused by money arguments. It's a strange power that there's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just you have to be mindful. It's kind of like to me it's almost part of a trickster kind of energy. It likes to see, you know. I don't know. I mean, that's just the vibe I get from money because I almost lost a really good friend a long time ago when I was in more of a predatory state of mind. Um, I had to take some ugly, hard looks at myself. And I feel like this person knew what she was doing. So I didn't feel so bad about taking the money, but then she got mad at me for taking the money. Anywho, I'm glad that it didn't completely ruin our friendship because I would rather have a friendship than, what good is all the money and gold in the world if you have no one to enjoy it with or you have nothing to enjoy it. If you can't have a clear conscience about it. I would rather have a clear conscience at night than, like last month, my best friend inherited a lot of money. So she offered to buy me a car, like straight up buy me a car. I've known her for 22 years. I said, I got to think about it. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, well, yeah, a car would be really great right now. And I don't know if I'm never going to accept the offer, but at the moment, I'm letting the gods do their work, my ancestors do their work, because I know it can come to me without having to involve people that she's like a sister to me, like my soul nephew. There's people that I care more, my husband. I know that the money's there, and I know it's going to come from a source that it won't cause any ill feelings. It won't harm anybody else's finances. It's coming from a source that deserves to pay up. just trying to think because this is a long video. I normally don't make long videos, but I felt like it's a power day, so I'm investing more time because it's such a complicated issue. I mean, abundance, prosperity, survival. It's such an interwoven. I mean, there's your shadow self. I've had some really hard lessons to learn around managing my money. I mean, I got a huge blessing from that millionaire guy. For him, that money was just a drop in the bucket, and he was really just trying to get out of paying taxes. But I became blessed, but I was at that time in life, I was like, woo! That's when I thought, oh, the gates of prosperity are open and I'm never going to suffer again. I've starved enough. Oh, I've paid my dues. Well, the vultures came flying around. I didn't, I hadn't learned when to give. I hadn't learned to protect my money. There was so many hard lessons I learned. And I learned them, but at a big cost. I gave away a lot of money. I gave someone $3,000. I made poor investments into businesses that, were a flop. I bought a piece of property and I used these real estate agents that were supposed to be Christians. So I pretty much bought literally a hole on the side of the mountain that had to be completely the wiring, the plumbing. It was pretty much not, it was pretty much just a matchstick box on the side of a mountain. It was really, I, anyways, lesson learned. You can never be too careful when it comes to your money, your blessings, your prosperity. Uh, Even with people you love and that love you, like me and my husband. I love my husband and we've worked through this. But when I had all that money, I gave him a lot of money, and he gambled a lot of it away. Which, whatever, I should have known better. I should have protected my blessings better. But things worked out. I got a roof over my head and food on the table. So always be grateful for what you do have. Especially when you're healthy and you got someone you love or you're happy. You don't have to be in a relationship to be happy. Being happy with yourself is great. So an attitude of gratitude is important. Learning to protect your blessings is important. It's a very complicated spider web. So go have some fun with it. Many blessings, Vesta.